Hello students. In this lesson we will discuss what is rate of inflation. What is rate of inflation? Very important topic which is always in discussion in every economy. What is rate of inflation? Is the rate at which price of commodities tend to increase over time. It is the rate at which prices of commodities tend to increase over time, that is from one time period to another time. Generally in India we take the rate of inflation on the basis of wholesale price index. That is, we measure the rate of inflation in India from one week to another week, from week 1 to week 2, from week 2 to week 3, from week 3 to week 4. Generally in a month there are 4 weeks. First week, second week, third week, we divide the whole month in 4 weeks, from day 1 to day 7, from day 8 to day 15, from day 16 to day 21, from 22 to 20 to 30. That is, we divide the whole month into 4 weeks. So in India or in other countries of the world, generally rate of inflation is measured from one week to another week. For example, from week 1 to week 2. From week 1 to week 2, what is inflation? From week 2 to week 3. From week 3 to week 4. So here we take the inflation. we calculate the estimate the inflation. The wholesale price index is prepared for every week. We know that wholesale price, as we have already discussed it, wholesale price index is prepared for every week. Is prepared for every week. For every week. If for week 1 wholesale price index, for example, if for week 1 the wholesale price index is A1, let it is A1. हमने नाम दिया wholesale price index for week 1 is A1 and wholesale price index for week 2 is A2. The WPI, or then the rate of inflation, we can say the rate of inflation, if wholesale price index for week 1 is A1 and WPI for week 2 is A2, the rate of inflation between week 1 and week 2 would be. So what is the formula for rate of inflation? Rate of inflation will be A2 minus A1 divided by A1 into 100. So this is simple formula for calculating rate of inflation. If we have estimated wholesale price index for week 2 and week 1, the rate of inflation for a country will be wholesale price index of week 2, that is current week, minus wholesale price index for A1, that is week 1, that is base year week, divided by A1 into 100. For example, we will take illustration. अगर हमारे पास एक न्यूमेरिकल एग्जांपल है, if wholesale price index for week 1 is equal to 200 and for week 2 is 250, then rate of inflation will be equal to, what is A2? This is week 2, it is 250 minus A1, it is 200 divided by 200 into 100. Then rate of inflation होगा 250 minus 200, it is 50 divided by 200 into 100. तो क्या आएगा? Annual rate of inflation is specified by considering every. So it is, the rate of inflation will be rate of inflation here is equal to 51 is 54 is 41 is 425, it is 25%. So rate of inflation is 25%. Same, we can calculate the rate of inflation for the whole year. The annual rate of inflation is estimated by considering average of the wholesale price index for all weeks of the year. So for annual rate, for calculation of annual rate of inflation, हम annual rate एक साल के लिए भी calculate कर सकते हैं. That is average of rate of inflation for all the weeks. Annual rate of inflation is estimated by taking average of wholesale price index for all weeks of the year. एक ईयर में कितने वीक होते हैं? 12 महीने होते हैं. एक महीने में 4 वीक होते हैं. 12 fours, it is 48. So we have total weeks in the year is 48. 48 वीक्स का हमें इन्फ्लेशन देखना. अगर एक वीक के लिए 25% है, दूसरे के लिए इसी तरह डिवाइड बाय 48, हमारा आएगा the rate of inflation for the whole year. So this is how to calculate the rate of inflation. It's the rate at which price of commodities tend to rise. कितना increase हो गया prices में over time from one week to another week. Generally, wholesale price index is prepared for every week. In India also, here the wholesale price index is calculated, estimated for every year. If for week 1 the wholesale price index is A1, let it be A1, and for wholesale price index of week 2 it is A2, the rate of inflation formula is simply A2 minus A1 divided by A1 into 100. Then we have illustrated it we have solved it with the help of the example. If wholesale price index for V1, that is A1 is equal to 200, and for week 2 it is, we can say A2, it is 250. The rate of inflation is calculated. A2 is 250, A1 is 200 divided by A1 is 200 into 100, that becomes 25%. So this is all about the rate of inflation. In the next lesson, we will discuss the index number for industrial production, that is quantity index. Thank you very much.